Hello everyone and welcome back to Timberborn. This is episode 10 of the Badlands Plains series. In the last episode we got some of these warehouses set up in Alpha City. We also started digging some dirt, which we're going to use this dirt to make a little bit of a pyramid structure over here. We're going to get some monuments set up, but first we need to clear out some of these trees. So we got to get a lumberjack flag placed and have this guy cut all these trees down. Looks like they're already marked, so we can leave that there. And then back in Bravo City, they continue to expand the aqueduct. They are nearly done with the first part of it, and so they just need to finish this backside. And then the beavers of both districts are helping to construct this deep mechanical fluid pump. And this is just the first one. We'll need to get another one set up afterwards. And then for power production, we have some of these engines set up, and this should provide enough power for both of those mechanical fluid pumps. We just need to get one more engine placed, and I'm gonna move those because that's not enough room. Good thing we did that now because they had already started constructing it, it looks like, but since it wasn't finished, we get all the resources back. And it looks like we are going up in beavers. We had 20 free beds in the last episode. Now we're down to 14, and we also added 4 new breeding pods, plus we added a couple more of these advanced breeding pods which grow adult beavers, and we can actually get in here and look at these monstrosities. We're gonna get the second deep mechanical water pump placed. It'll take them a little bit longer to construct this one since this one is nearly complete, and then we'll also get a power shaft placed right here, but we'll pause it until they finish this one. And we paused a lot of the water dumps over in this district in the last episode, but we're going to unpause those just to keep these trees alive, even though we haven't been chopping them down that much. It looks like we have a beaver who is starting to cut down this wood, and then we'll also want to clear all of these little stumps. We don't want those lying around. It looks like we are running a little bit short on materials, so let's take a look. I think it was bot chassis. We have none right now. And here they have planks and metal blocks. They have all the resources, so it might just be them having to run and get everything. So we're going to start prioritizing these by haulers. Oh, and it looks like we only had bot limbs that was prioritized by haulers, which is interesting because we still had more bot heads than bot limbs. Excellent, they finished constructing this one. Now we just need to get this power shaft constructed. We'll high prioritize it. That should be done pretty quickly. We can also start getting some of these other power shafts set up. You know, I don't actually think they'll be able to reach this one because it is a little bit too high. I think we'll need to make a little platform area over here, then they should be able to reach it. And this is going pretty slowly, but I think if we do this, then we should be able to make this construction go a lot quicker, because instead of having to go over here and build one levee at a time to extend their reach, they can construct all these down below and then these up top. And it looks like we are actually short on gears. We have a lot of planks, and this is the perfect place to expand our power production. Not our power production, our gear production. So we should get that prioritized, and then we will need some more planks, and we'll also need another couple workers in this large power wheel. In fact, we will get 2 of these buildings constructed. And now that we have most of these trees cleared out, we're going to switch some of these lumberjack flags to start working these areas. Although we're still pretty short on beavers, but it does look like, oh man, in this flooded district they have some beavers to spare, so we're going to go ahead and migrate just a few of them. We're going to send 5 over, and we don't want any beavers sitting around, so we're going to pause all these lumberjack flags, and we'll move them over into some of these buildings here. And it looks like we have a drought approaching. It is day 14 of cycle 17, but we're doing pretty good on water in both districts. These guys have access to unlimited water since we have this mega reservoir, and they also finished constructing the second water pump. So now we're just waiting on the power production and getting some of these buildings constructed. Now we can get a couple lumberjack flags set up here, and then have these guys mark all these dead trees to get chopped down. And honestly, we should probably connect those paths in over here, so we're gonna get rid of some of these youngins, and then we'll path it up over this way. That should help create a more efficient route to get to all the storages and everything else in this district. We also have a bunch of warehouses that we can start storing some extra food in. We're going to start with some corn rations for this large warehouse and get some soybean and algae rations. And that leaves fermented mushrooms for the last one. And the beavers are nearly done constructing all of this over here. And we will need to start getting some more levees constructed, because we will want to maximize the height of the deep mechanical fluid pump. Since it goes 6 deep, we can raise it up quite a bit. And theoretically, if we raised all of this up, then we wouldn't have to use as many deep mechanical fluid pumps, since the water elevation would already be up to here. But that would take a lot more wood and time, so we're going to go ahead and do it a slightly modified way. And it's going to take more power and more mechanical fluid pumps, but that's part of the fun, is constructing everything. And you can see adding this path in already greatly increased the efficiency for all these builders and these lumberjacks. And it looks like we need to add in one more worker. Now these should be getting 100% efficiency in terms of power input. Oh, and they get a power output increase because their working speed is up 20%. And this guy is done chopping down trees. Oh, but there's one right on the backside. We'll just have some of the beavers demolish this. And we do have enough science to unlock the terrain block, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So what I'm thinking for this area is we're going to have a plateau along the front, and once they get rid of all this stuff, we can get rid of the paths and the stairs, and then we'll have this on the front, and then probably a couple smaller plateaus on the side, and that'll host these two monuments, with this one being on the front, but we're a little bit of a ways away from unlocking it since it takes 12,000 science. This is how high we're going to have the next set of levees, and that will be the perfect height. This is the deepest that the mechanical water pumps can go, so we'll have these two right here, and then we'll have something similar that we did over here. And you can see the beavers are already working at all this stuff. And as we shift this way, it'll be more important to have access from over here, so that the beavers, or that the builders, can reach these different storages. Even right now I'm hoping that they'll start utilizing the wood over here. We'll probably stop prioritizing these by haulers. And the drought has started. We do want to start pausing these water pumps. Ooh, looks like the water is actually pretty low, but we should be able to lower this just a little bit. That will be necessary to fill all this back up. So we'll let the water flow for just a little bit, and yeah, you can see the swimming pools are already basically empty. Although we will be sacrificing these swimming pools up here. And I'm hoping this is a perfect amount of water and it won't actually flood too much out here, although I think, yeah, didn't quite work out as well as I was hoping. But we do have some more water, and that's part of why we have this huge reservoir, is that we can feed some water down here when needed. So stage 1 of the aqueduct is officially complete. The only part that we need to work on is getting the power production over here and then finally connecting it in. But we don't necessarily want to start filling this up yet, because right now the water doesn't have anywhere to go. So we'll start working on the second phase of the project, which that is going to go right until about here. So now that I'm looking at it, I did have this dug out, so that way there could be some water in here always. And I think that's still a good idea, but if we raise up levees one more, then we'll go from being at the level of this terrain block to this terrain block, and that is the second highest, but we're not going to be going all the way to the back here. So if we can just get up one more, then I can clear a channel out instead of having to build a whole another set of levees for a wall and then even more mechanical fluid pumps. And that's not a whole lot more to ask the beavers to construct. So we're going to end up bumping it up just by one more. And for that, I think it'll be most efficient to get some scaffolding set up, especially because it'll take quite a while for them to go one at a time across. So as long as you do this, that will make it way more efficient for them to construct all these levees. And they'll want to do something on this side as well. So we have a lot going on here. I'm leaving a bunch of gaps, that way the beavers don't trap themselves. And I think they still could trap themselves inside here. So we'll just get a staircase set up. So this is what I'm having the beavers of Alpha City work on, getting a bunch of dirt blocks placed. And I did reduce the amount of workers in this building since we were pretty maxed out on dirt, but now we're actually doing a little bit of work, so we can probably bump that up a little bit. And we do have some beavers who were unemployed. Oh, we also have bots that are unemployed. Perfect, let's just start bumping that up also. Although I think that will decrease when the drought's over because all these water pumpers are paused right now. And then back in Bravo City, looks like they're doing way better on gears. We're still short, but they're producing their own. And then they still have a lot of planks. And then as soon as we place in this power shaft, I think that will be what kickstarts pumping the water. So we're going to hold off on that. And I think we need to get some more lumberjacks over in this area because they have a lot of trees that are still fully grown up. We have everything marked for getting cut down. Although these guys still have 2.8 thousand wood. We do have some homeless beavers actually. So we need to get some more housing set up for them. So we'll get these basic houses set up. And then I do want to keep increasing the beaver population here because we want to get some more builders. So we'll get a couple advanced breeding pods placed here. And we're also going to prioritize these. And these guys are actually not doing fantastic on food. There is some kohlrabi that they have. We should probably get another farmer in there. And this is also some great green space now that we have this massive reservoir. We can probably get another farmhouse set up. And we're going to plant some cassavas because those are some of the crops that are a little bit easier to make into edible food. I think soybeans are also the same. Now once we start filling this area up with water, that's actually going to make all this area green. I'm hoping that it spreads all the way to make it completely green. I don't exactly know, but I'm guessing it'll be close. Looks like we have 3 beavers working here. Do we have another farmhouse somewhere? Oh yeah, we have 2 right here. Well, let's just bump that up first. We can pause this for now. Hopefully between these 4 farmers, they should be able to handle all the food over here. But we will need to set up a fermenter. That'll turn the soybeans and the cassavas into edible food. In fact, we'll get a couple placed right here. And then we'll need to get some power shafts set up around this way. We're going to actually rearrange it so it's like this. And then we can have it so we don't need any power shafts right now. And it'll allow us to expand and put in some more fermenters if needed. Plus we can keep putting engines back here and then over in this area as well. So now I'm getting a little curious as to if this all gets filled up, if that will make everything over here irrigated. But we're going to wait until the drought is over. That way we have plenty of water coming into this area. And that will give them a chance to get this last engine constructed. In terms of well-being, let's pause this real quick. This district, they're at 18. We're doing alright. I think we should probably get maybe some more rooftop terraces and just get some more roofs built over here. These would be some good places to get some roofs. Although if we just move these couple breeding pods, well, they're pretty close. As soon as these breeding pods are complete, I think we're going to put some storages right here that we can use to store kohlrabi and some of these other foods. And then we can put a rooftop terrace on top of there. So that'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and then we can get the roofs placed over on these buildings. But in the meantime, we can start getting some more breeding pods constructed over here. but these 2 breeding pods will be in order to replace these 2 as soon as these ones are done. And with everything new that I build, that also gets bumped below the priority of all this. So I think I should just make all this lower on the priority list. That way I don't have to make everything new that I construct higher. Oh, and I trapped some beavers. He is stuck inside there. I hope they aren't building this one. This is kind of difficult to reach. Okay, where is he? And he is deep. He's like three tiles in there. Let's get a staircase placed and save the spot. Oh, and we have another one. We gotta do the same for this guy. These guys are running a little bit low on power. Oh, so now we have those engines running. We can pause these. Now the engines won't be burning wood. Although wood's not really an issue in this district. We have 2.9 thousand. Food is still a little bit of a problem. Let's see if these are still not done. As soon as they're done, we're gonna get some more storage for kohlrabi. Looks like they got these beavers untrapped. So we can go ahead and start getting rid of these. And that was where we're going to wrap up today's episode. And if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and smash that like button. And consider becoming a YouTube channel member if you want to support the channel even more. And with that, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.